months to come and figure out who's next?
I'm just relaxing right now. I'm gonna watch fights and hang out and work on myself. I'm not really watching anyone. It's just being a fight fan and living.
Yeah. So have you fully recovered from your last battle?
Yeah, I mean it was a battle, but I feel good. I worked out the Monday afterwards. I mean I've been working out since. I mean running, lifting weights, shadow boxing, working out in my pool. So I'm not like taking any time off or anything. I'm good.
How soon would you like to come back?
I'm not sure. I'm just relaxing right now. I don't really, not anytime soon.
Why don't you take time off?
I just feel like I want to at least stay in decent shape. I don't want to have to like go into a pre-camp. I just kind of want to always be in shape. So then once I start my training camp, I can just get to work and get better.
So you going back to the gym Monday, not training, but going to the gym Monday, you said that's relaxing though?
Yeah, it's relaxing. It's what I do. I mean, getting the blood flowing, moving my body around, warming it up, and starting to build that week. I mean, by the end of the week, I'm starting to push a little harder, and then the next week a little bit more, and next thing you know, I'm full speed again.
You say you're back in the gym Monday. Like, how do you feel Sunday morning?
I feel pretty good actually. I mean, some fights are worse than others, but I actually feel pretty good, and I guess I'm fortunate.
Is it a fair criticism to say that you've taken way too much damage recently the last few fights?
No, I feel good. I mean, I don't know anyone who's criticizing me. I'm the only one who would know that kind of thing, and if I needed time off, I would take it. So. You hear it from a doctor or something, or like I think it's just people talking, trying to make something out of something.
You have the chance to watch the fight back?
Yeah, I watched it with my coaches. I don't know, a couple days after the fight.
And what were your thoughts?
It was a hell of a fight. I mean, two guys battling. It's a close fight. Yeah.
Did you feel how close? I mean, did you feel
real close.
Yeah. Did you feel like you sealed up everything?
Yeah, it was really close, and I felt like I got the victory.
Does it bother you when you hear people say afterwards, "Oh, I thought that Robbie lost"?
No, it doesn't bother me. In life, I can't please everyone. I don't know anybody who can, so I don't really try to concentrate on like making everyone happy. I need to just get better and concentrate on the things that I can control, which is getting better and working on me.
What are you hearing about who could be next in line?
I'm not hearing much. I'm just relaxing. They're running shows. They're trying to get through February. They're trying to get through March and line up fights. And I'm not going to be fighting for a while, so I'm a little ways down the list. So I'm just hanging out, relaxing.
Do you have a preference?
No, regardless of
rankings.
that.
I guess the reason I ask is because in the end, whoever sells the best is the best for you. I mean, that's how you make the most money, right? So is that how you look at it?
Nah, I'm just worried about myself, and the UFC will kind of control all that stuff, and I don't really worry too much about that.
There's been some talk about the changes you made to your training camp before this amazing run, and some little things that you tweaked. Looking back to when you started, though, is there any advice you wish you could give yourself to the guy who started?
No, I mean, I was grinding away, just trying to figure out a way, and I needed to find my own way. I wouldn't have probably listened to that guy then anyway. It'd be like, who the heck is it? It's just kind of one of those things. I need to find my path, find the right people, and go through those ups and downs to be who I am today.
What would you say about, you were known for not sparring, and that's becoming quite an advantage for you now. What would you say to people about sparring these days in the modern state of the game? Should you do it?
Everyone's different. Everyone needs different things in their lives and their techniques and whatnot, and everyone should do what's good for them.
Mm-hmm. And do you plan to stay as active this year as in recent years?
I don't know. We'll see how I feel and what the UFC needs, and we'll see.
Regardless of rankings, some people keep wishing you'd fight Nick Diaz. So does that appeal to you? Because it would be a money fight, right?
It's like one of those things where like I don't really concentrate on like all the hoopla around me and this guy and that guy and those kinds of things. That's kind of like the fans and the UFC to kind of decide, and then I just show up and work every day.
So do you think the ranking system has any relevancy in your opinion?
I don't pay attention to it. Obviously, it's relevant to somebody. You're talking about it right now, so it's relevant to a certain extent. And I just let the UFC kind of tell me, and we talk and we communicate, and then they tell me who I'm fighting, and then I show up.
I have a feeling I already know the answer, but Conor wins the 155 title and then decides he wants to go to 170. Would that excite you?
He's already said it.
I don't really get excited. I mean, it's just how I am. Nothing really gets me riled up too much, and just concentrate on myself. And a lot of things can happen. Everyone knows that, so I can't concentrate on all these what ifs, because these what ifs might never happen, and then I'm wasting my time. So there you go.
Of all your career fights, is there anything about the Condit fight that's going to stand out more than any other?
I mean, he's tough as hell. Everyone, when you're fighting for the world title in the UFC, I mean, everyone's giving it their all. Everyone's letting it all hang out. He's a warrior. He's coming from one of the best camps in the world, and he played his. That was one of his best fights ever, and it was an honor to be in there with him.
I know after the Rory fight, everybody called it like, a classic, one of the greatest fights they've seen, and then you said you'd rather have easy fights and kind of win them quickly. So then you get another classic. I guess is it looking back though? Is it kind of make you proud that you're having these classic fights and coming out on top? And that's kind of how your title reign is known right now, is winning these classic fights.
Yeah, it's nice that the fans enjoy it and that stuff, but I always want to get out of there early and not have to battle with the guy. But it's nice to be able to showcase a little bit more than like technique and skills. And sometimes you have to dig deep sometimes, and it's cool that the fans got to experience a couple guys going at it and digging deep.
The fans seem to be responding a lot, particularly these days, to guys who are talking. You've had a couple of classic fights that spoke a lot more in the ring, speak a lot more in the octagon than you do with them off. Is there a little bit of frustration that a lot of the money and the attention seems to be going guys that are talking, and you think maybe some of these fights are going to start bringing in a lot more fan interest to your fights because you keep on delivering on the big ones?
No, there's no frustration. I mean, I just worry about myself, and I'm just gonna be me and do me. And if people appreciate it, cool. If not, I'm gonna still be me. So no frustration here. Everyone likes different things. Everyone's different in the world, and that's what makes this sport awesome. Not everyone's the same. Not everyone runs their mouth. Not everyone can fight. Not everyone can. There's different styles of the way guys fight and the way they promote themselves, and that's what makes this sport awesome.
When you watch back that fight, did you enjoy it and think it was a great fight, or did you watch it and say, oh man, if I would have done this, I could have ended it quickly and knocked him out of it?
No, I was in there and wasn't. My coaches wanted to watch it and go over some stuff and talk about it a little bit, and I'm always moving forward. It's one of those things where like usually I only watch the fight one time, and then it's like, all right, let's go back to the drawing board and work on everything so I can be a better fighter.
If you weren't in it, if you were just watching two guys fight, do you think you would have thought it was just a really entertaining, great fight? Tough to say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously two guys battling and going at it. I'm a fan of sport. I'm a fan of two guys just going in there and doing their thing, and it's awesome.
Are you back in the gym, and when do you expect to be back in the octagon?
Yeah, I didn't take much time off at all. I took Sunday off, and then I was back in the gym warming my body up, moving around, and then every day since then I've been pushing a little bit harder, adding a little bit more, and the next thing you know I'm going to be full speed. But moving around, I don't really take much time off. I'm not sparring or anything. I'm not grappling, but I'm getting my body where it needs to be so that when the time comes, I can just jump right in and be ready to go.
What are you looking at for coming back? Not sure yet.
Nope.
Would you entertain moving up in weight for a fight?
Nope.
And GSP always seems to be a live possibility. Would he get a title shot if he wants to come back? Are you down with that?
I am not in charge of the UFC and who fights and whatnot, and I mean, obviously they might be excited about it, but I just believe it when I see it, and I concentrate on numero uno, and it's just like so much stuff has happened around. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh man, oh this and that. I gotta stay grounded and work on my skills so that I'm ready for whoever shows up.
So this far into your reign, you don't feel like you have a little bit of say in who you fight? You feel like it's really up just to the UFC?
I mean, to a certain extent, I mean, but I just show up and fight. That's my mindset, you know? It's like, all right, I've been doing this a long time. I'm not going to be like, I don't know. I'm just going to work on what I need to work on, and Dana's going to figure out what he wants to do, and then we're going to move forward.
When you rewatch that fifth round, particularly the last, say, 90 seconds, like, what were you thinking, like, when you were rewatching it? Do you remember every move in there, or was it just a blur? Like,
No, I was just getting after it. I mean, Carlos is tough. I was just getting out there trying to finish him and do my thing. And it was like, man, how did I muster up that much energy and just keep going? And how was he staying up and coming back? It was just kind of like, wow, this is pretty cool.
So you watching, it's entertaining for you, like
Yeah, like you see things and you're like, man, that's something. I don't know.
How was training with Mickey Ward?
It was nice. It was get to see what he does and the little things. Like in sport, in boxing, in MMA, it's all about little things. So I watched him and saw how he set a couple things up, and it was nice to add to my game.
Anything specifically about it? I know you guys were working body punches, right?
Yeah, just little movement and just side steps and how to do things how he did it.
Great. Cool. Thanks, Robbie.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
No, just the radio road. Yeah.
Are you a country music fan?
A little